What's up? It's me, Salisha. I'm so excited to see you guys. Like literally Black Girl Magic, melanin poppin'. My heart is so big to see you guys because first of all, I miss you. I miss you so much. And you all look so beautiful. We got who we got? Kris Roberts, we got Housso Semon, Gabrielle, Elisabeth, Jessie Hooker Bailey, and TyNia Brandon in the house who just shaved her head.
Amazing.
And looks fierce.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Tell us everything.
Tell us everything.
It's something that I had been wanting to do for a really long time. Like I had thought about it. I think Housso, I might have talked to you about it at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My hair has been a lot of different ways over the years. Like when I posted it on Instagram, I was like, just like every other Black woman I know, like the hair has always been a journey. Yeah. But I felt like now is a good time to just kind of start over, start fresh. You know, I'm still, for, you know, the whole COVID situation, I've been home with my parents and I was talking to my mom about it, who was absolutely against it. But I realized too, like her generation just has like a different idea of like
absolutely
what's acceptable and what's feminine and everything.
Right.
So it took some convincing, but ultimately I looked at her and I was like, you know, I'm not asking you your permission, right? Like,
right.
I'm just giving you warning that this is what I'm gonna do. And I hope you support me in this. And thank you. I still love myself.
Hi, that is so powerful. And it is feminine. You look feminine, like you look beautiful.
Thank you. I feel feminine. You know, I really love it. It's just a new hairstyle to me, you know?
I feel like it's so freeing and liberating and makes me want to like, I want to play.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's funny. So many women have said to me like, oh, I could never, like, I don't know if my head will look right. And I was like, well, I didn't know what my head looked like underneath it either, but you know.
Isn't that amazing how much power hair has over us though? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because they even say when a woman is about or has like a crisis or something crazy is happening in their life, they do something to their hair. Now, what happens when you just strip that completely away? And I guess I know what happens because TyNia is going through it. You feel liberated. So I think that's
it's empowering.
Awesome.
I think it's such, like watching you and you post about it and just talking about it now, it is funny how much control it has, and not to bring up the like Free Britney movement. But truly, that was like something in that documentary that they talk about, you know, she shaved her head and everyone's like, she's crazy. And her reaction when it was happening was like, I don't want anyone to touch me. I'm doing it because I don't want to have any control over me. So it's cool to hear your story, Ty, and be like, I just wanted to do it. I've wanted to do it for a while. And like what it can all mean. It's neat in any woman's journey.
Right.
Absolutely.
And why is femininity attached to our hair? You know, like why is that what's feminine?
I don't know. Like who decided like long
a man?
Yeah.
I think it's like really a trend that's like coming out. So like we, you know, it was the trend to have straightened hair, to have relaxed hair, whatever. And so that's why it was so radical when to have the natural hair movement. And I think we've done it, but there are still those who are getting into it. And I think that the next trend is this shaved head look. And I think the reason why people have such a problem, or Black women that have had a problem becoming natural, feel that, oh, it's not feminine because straight hair is feminine, etc. And it's this whole thing. And so it's kind of the exact same thing with this, the bald head movement, where it's like just the perception that's not feminine, like it's the exact same perception. But like you know, some people say, oh, I could never do that. A lot of people said that about going natural. I could never do that. Like, you know, so wow. I think once everybody realizes, TyNia, you're on the forefront of this trend, like you're right. A trendsetter now. Like once everybody realizes like, oh, you can be bald and beautiful, that still makes you feminine. That doesn't take away your womanhood, your femininity.
Wow.
I think we're going to see more of a wide range of that. People are going to feel really powerful shaving off their head. And it's not going to signal like, you know, what you're saying, Jessie, like a breakdown. It's going to signal power and control and, you know, loving yourself. And I think that when you can love yourself bald, like that's the epitome of like absolute self-love.
Yeah.
We also saw that
you can love yourself with any hair.
Exactly.
That's real. And we saw that even in Black Panther.
Right.
I think that definitely helps set this forward.
I think
it's
like
really
go on, Housso.
I was saying it's like more about taking your power back. And it's like, no, this is my hair. I'm cutting my hair because it's my hair.
Yes.
And I think with straight hair, it wasn't really about like femininity. It was about, you know,
Fitting into the
being
culture.
kept. Being kept. You know, Black natural hair is not kept.
Right.
So I think people wanted to look presentable.
That's
and I
real.
think it's so sad. It's so sad that we're told that our hair is like
Unruly.
not feminine. How dare you?
Right.
How dare you? It grows out of me naturally. You're gonna tell me it's not it? Get out of here.
I also
Get
think it's
out.
very powerful that like no matter how we wear our hair, us wearing our hair with our hair out like this is a statement. It is like asking for attention. Just where Jessie, you taught me. You're like, this is like embrace your curls. All the things I'm like, oh, and it feels like all eyes on me, and it's such a like. It feels revolutionary to wear my hair natural. It feels revolutionary that Ty, you've shaved your head, but there is power. There's power in all.
And you know what I've learned through all of this too, Salisha? Just because it's unfamiliar to some people doesn't mean it's unacceptable. And that's with natural hair too, no matter whether it's big and defying gravity or long, luscious curls. Like Jessie over here, those curls fall perfectly.
They pop in.
Honey.
It's been a journey, and that's what I mean. I felt like by the time Salisha was going through what she was going through, I had come to a point of like finally loving my hair. But yeah, I grew up around a lot of white girls that their hair laid down. I was the unkept one, like, and my curl pattern is all different and crazy, and like I've come to this place now where I love it. But yeah, it's funny how we let other people tell us what's right. But really, like, no, I love all pieces of me. And you know what's crazy is this is like, it's like hair is dead. It's just like, it can come and it can go and it can change it. Like, why are we so worried about it? Why do we, and Salisha, I remember saying to you, like all of this stuff, whether it's wigs, however you want to do it, if you love it, do it. But also like, who are we doing this for? Do it for yourself. Don't do it to impress anybody. Don't do it to, you know what I mean? Like, it just got to a point for me. I'm relaxing my hair in college and constantly straightening. What am I doing it for? Who?
This is the dressing room, y'all. This is the dressing room that inspired me. Like, this is, I'm so happy. Literally, this is so real. And I'm so glad that you guys are all here to share all your perspectives and stories. And so this is Black History Month. Am I right? Am I right?
Hey.
I'm like so excited. You know they gave us the shortest month, right? Okay, I've got a question for you guys. Oh, actually, let's start with what is your favorite thing about Black History Month? Anybody, go.
You know what? The Black inventors. I saw somebody like tweet the other day like that Jordan Peele should do like a horror movie about like 28 days of going without Black contributions or like Black inventions or something like that.
That's pretty brilliant.
And I was like, that is an amazing idea. So, and right now I'm teaching at the Jewish Community Center in my hometown. So all the kids that I teach are little white children. Mm-hmm. And so I've been like doing different activities with them every day. And we just covered like Black inventors and they're like, a Black man invented the toilet? A Black person invented the hairbrush? So like, yeah, you can thank Black people for a lot of stuff.
What if like even add that up a step further? Everything that like Black people did first that didn't get credit for it also went away. What would the world look like? What would our music
What would our music look like?
Could we even have sound?
Right.
Oh, Lord.
I think my favorite thing about Black History Month is that we can celebrate Black excellence instead of Black trauma. Like, I saw something about that, and they were like, this is what we need to start teaching in schools. Like, the only Black history that kids learn is about slavery. Yeah. And it's like, okay, but can we talk about the people who are doing great things, the people who have achieved, why does it always have to be reliving this Black trauma over and over? So I think that is really awesome about Black History Month, is that everybody just is filled with joy and filled with, wanting to share how amazing Black people are. And sometimes it's the only time that people listen. They're like, oh, right, it's Black History Month. Oh, right. Okay, let's do this, because they really want to be, woke.
Like they have to. Yeah. I feel like that's my favorite part, is the unabashedly like, hey, Black History Month. It's Black History Month.
Blackly black, everything black, black.
I'll take you back off of that. My favorite thing are the memes. I love the memes. I live for the memes. I think they're hilarious. I think they're poignant. That's the word, right? Poignant. Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah, I love that a lot of people are educating others on their social media about Black history. Like Gab, you're doing that, and Shantea is doing that. Shantea is one of Salisha's best friends. And it's really cool to see. Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Here's a question for you. Are you, and there's no right or wrong, I'm literally just asking, are you a woman first, or are you, and I know we've got mixed race in here, so I'm actually very interested to hear what you guys think. Are you a woman first, or are you a Black person first, or however you identify?
I say I'm a human first. I think that's what I would say. And then if I'm going from there, I'd say human, then I would say I'm a woman, then I'd say I'm a Black woman. That's the order I would go. Because I think, first off, race is a construct, but I won't get into that. and then at the beginning, I just think if we all just really focused on being human, a lot of the issues and the problems that we face would melt away.
Right. I definitely identify more as a woman first. Like, for me, that like sisterhood, what I have in common with other women is important to me. And that's like, that just makes me feel really amazing. Whereas the spectrum of Black people is so varied that we have so many different experiences. So sometimes, I might not have that much in common with somebody else who looks like me. Whereas the global female experience has a lot of touch points that, that are all the same, that we can all relate to.
Yeah.
I definitely think I'm Black first. I find that just because I think when people look at me, that's the first thing they think about. They like, people ask like, where are you from? Like, even if you're visiting other countries, people will single you out for being Black. So I'm definitely Black first. And I have pride. I think I can have like commonalities with other women, but other women don't. There's something about looking at another Black person in a space of white people, and say in a room of all white women, and just looking at another Black person and just being like, I see you.
I see you.
So I think Black first, woman second.
What about you guys? Ty?
I'm learning so much just with all of these answers. My instinct is similar to Gab's, of like, I think this time for me has been so much about like, wow, we are all human beings. Like, what is the deal? Like, if we're talking about this summer and just this world, like, that's what blows my mind the most, is like, wow, like, people don't look at people who look like me as human beings. There are people out there that are like, that's not a human, and that feels crazy to me. So for me, that's my first answer. But yeah, this whole time has been so interesting for me, because in a room of white people, I am Black. In a room of Black people, I am Black. But everyone's going to have a different opinion about me and my skin tone and who my parents are. But I've always been told, like, you're a Black little girl. You have a white mom and a Black dad, and you're
Yeah.
black.
Something that you just said, Jessie, I saw this on Facebook. Somebody posted a meme thing. They were like, okay, they got 100 black ants and 100 red ants and put them in a jar. And it was all fine and dandy, whatever. But then somebody shook the jar and then poured it out, and then all the ants killed each other. And the meme like questioned, well, the red ants weren't bad and the black ants weren't bad. The question is, who shook the jar?
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
Just gonna leave that out there.
Who shook the jar?
Who shook the jar?
Wow, that is really powerful, Salisha. And I feel like I've learned so much from what y'all just said too. Gabby, when you first answered, it's funny, that's not even something I considered at first. Although it's something that I feel like I should have considered maybe, or something that I should maybe ponder on a little more. And I guess my first instinct went to exactly where Housso said, like, oh, I'm black first, because when people look at me, they see black first, period. So I don't, it's interesting. I definitely would say I identify as black first, but in pondering my humanness and how people perceive me, I just don't think that human is the first thing that comes to mind, unfortunately.
That makes sense, though. I mean, it's the world that we live in.
Exactly.
And I told Jessie recently about this documentary I just watched called Out of Darkness, and it touches on a lot of that. It's on Amazon Prime. You guys should watch it. It's really great. It's 3 hours, so it's a commitment.
3
That's
hours?
that's like my jam.
It's a commitment.
Dark.
But it really challenges, those thoughts as well, and encourages Black people to really, form an identity of their own and create a culture and nationhood out of that identity. And that things like that make me proud to be Black and identify as Black first.
Have you guys ever been in a predominantly white space and felt you could be your fullest, truest self?
Never.
No.
I want to add here. So I want to go to what Jessie said. And this is kind of what I said, is that like we all have extremely different experiences, because Jessie, growing up with a white parent and a Black parent, and you said that you were told your whole life, like, you're Black. And I had a white parent and a Black parent, an absent Black parent, growing up in a white world. And I was never told that I was Black. I literally did not even know that I was Black. I didn't know what Black was. Because my only reflection was looking at my mom, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm whatever she is. And everyone around me was white. I had no concept of race. Like, I did not realize that I was different. Nobody ever told me that. It was quite a while before I figured out that I was Black. And so for me, being in white space is a totally comfortable experience for me. And sometimes being in all Black spaces for me is uncomfortable, because I feel like everybody knows something that I don't know, and everybody has a code that I missed out on. And
because there is a code.
There's
right.
a code.
Yeah. So that makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes. In fact, but actually the most comfortable that I am is in a space that is completely multiracial, every race represented, where there is no singling out of any specific race, so that nobody, is saying like, oh, we're this, we're that, like, this is the culture of this room or whatever. So I'm most comfortable in a space where race doesn't exist.
Wow. What about you guys? That's really powerful, Kris. It's especially because, like, out of context, that could be like, what? You didn't know you're Black? And then, but hearing a person's story really.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's so brave to share, because, people and everyone is coming from their own experience. So it is easy to be like, huh? But I can relate to some of that too, of like, I was told I was Black, but I was in a lot of white spaces. So I didn't even know. I'm looking back at my childhood now and going like, wow, Jessie, you've spent a lot of time trying to be white. And no one, I don't know if people were making me feel that way, or if that was like an inner turmoil happening. But I think I catch myself now more often, and I'm not afraid to talk about being Black, to talk about my experience, because I've had a lot, even as a young kid, a lot of experiences where the white kids were treating me like I was Black. They were saying, like, I can't like you. My mom said we can't like each other because you're Black. Like, we're in fucking, sorry, take that out. We're in second, third grade when you're like, I like you on the playground. So I had those constant reminders, but it wasn't really explained to me. So now being in white spaces, I'm hyper aware, but I'm more so okay with being like, I'm going to talk about the things I'm passionate about, and you're either on this train or you're not. I'm going to care about the things I care about. You're on the train or not. I'm interested to see what happens with our industry when it comes to like the shows we want to do, the people we want to associate with, and see what happens there. But yeah, I think I'm just hyper aware of when I'm in a predominantly white space, even amongst my dear friends, and going like, I wonder if you're thinking about that racist thing that happened.
No, that's so real. That's so real. And I'm actually in a similar space. Well, I guess I'm a step behind you because I'm trying to get to the point where I can feel comfortable speaking about, I don't know, Black things without feeling like I'm hurting someone's feelings, or I'm making someone feel uncomfortable, or I'm talking about something that is going to cause tension in the room, even though it's a fact in history. It's something that's just inherently a part of who I am. And in no way is it me trying to disrespect that person. It's just me talking about my experience. And why does that automatically make me feel like I'm doing something wrong?
Yes. You know, like I'm in literally the exact same space, because again, like I'm working with children, right? So we've been having a lot of conversations, and I'm having the hyper awareness now that I have been labeled as the safe Black my entire life. I've been labeled as the least threatening Black in the room, so white people feel comfortable around me, whether I feel like I can be the fullness of my Blackness or not. Like, they feel comfortable around me, so
that's
there
very
is a
relatable
behavior that I have to keep up, right? So now that we're having these conversations more, and I've been given permission to have these conversations not only with white people but with white children, I've been having a hard time really figuring out that balance of continuing to be the safe Black so that they feel comfortable with me, but also being so incredibly honest about all of the injustices that happen with us, and make them a reality for these children who will have to grow up and deal with similar things, or hopefully a better thing by the time that they realize what it all is, you know?
I feel like I've struggled in many spaces, like feeling like I can feel very comfortable. I think it's because like I immigrated to the United States when I was 6 years old. So I'm originally from the Ivory Coast. And so when I moved to the United States, I didn't speak English. And I was in a group called ESOL, it's like English as a second language. So I was surrounded by mostly international people. And so I felt comfortable around people who struggled getting into the American culture more than anything. And so I feel most comfortable in a multiracial environment, or around people who speak multiple languages, just so that there's like no judgment with that, you know, because I found that even in white spaces and predominantly Black spaces, I found that I was like, oh, the African girl, you know, like, oh, she's from Africa, like, and so people were always asking me questions about stuff like that. And so and even with religion, like I grew up Catholic, and a lot of people were Baptists, or, you know, I didn't feel like I fit in, even in spaces with predominantly Black people now, where people are like Baptist and they're like doing the dance. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to fake it. I don't want to pretend.
I don't know.
Okay. So there's this thing that is so real. I used to do a lot of pageants, right? And I always felt like because I did pageants, I wasn't allowed to say that I want world peace, because that is how I really feel. But I feel like it's such a stereotype that if I say I want world peace, it's not going to be taken seriously, because that's like the typical. Anyway, so in terms of, it's such a journey. In terms of stereotypes, do you guys ever feel like because you're Black, if you are in a situation that is tension filled, that you have to take the high road so that you're not stereotypically labeled as, you'd already know.
Angry.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, I'm on a journey of like starting to care a little bit less about that. And because I think in these rehearsal rooms when we get back, there's no like there's no accepting like the racist things going on, you know?
Absolutely.
Not meaning we're all coming in like, here we go. Like,
Here we go.
But there's just no, I don't know. I don't have it in me. I don't
tolerance level.
Yeah, that I don't have it in me to worry about if this is going to come across as angry or disrespectful. I'm of course going to be, because I'm a professional, but I'm going to talk to you for real. Like, no, you can't touch my hair, especially without asking. No, you know, like the little things that would happen. Yeah, we need to make sure we're advocating for ourselves and like talking about if there is black hair and black wigs happening in this production, there needs to be people that know what they're talking about. It would be great if that person was a black woman.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying white people don't know what they're talking about when it comes to our hair, but it'd be great if it could be a black person. You know, I think I'm just caring a little bit less about other people's feelings because I've done that for so long. I stopped caring about my own. So I'm in my journey of switching.
Isn't that amazing how you end up losing yourself when you're so focused on what everyone else is? What's happening with everybody else? Right. It's like, no, let me get this right. And I think also going back into these rehearsal rooms and these creative spaces, we as the Black people going into these spaces have to make sure that we are educated, that we continue to have conversations like we're having right now, which is why I think this podcast is so wonderful, Salisha, because it is a safe space for Black people to come and have these conversations, but then it's getting broadcasted to the world because most people don't get access to this unless you have met this melanin, you know?
Wow.
And understanding each other's experiences too. Like that everyone's is different, but it doesn't make anyone less Black, you know? Like that's what I just loved about this last 30 minutes. It's just been nice. Sorry. I just had to say that.
Yeah.
I know.
It's important for us as Black people to understand each other's stories and perspectives. So we shouldn't be butting heads. None of us should be, but especially us, you know?
Right.
So,
right.
We've been shouting for the past few months, like, Black people are not a monolith. But unless we go back in these rehearsal rooms as not a monolith, then it won't be worth it.
Right.
That's real.
Right. Okay. I have a question just because I just need to know how to I need help with this. And that is, okay, when it comes, oh gosh, y'all, I'm not trying to get myself in trouble. All right. Supporting Black business.
Yes.
I'm all for it, obviously. But can somebody help me what do I do to get over this mental hurdle when, oh gosh, y'all, don't be mad at me for asking this. I want to support Black business, but it's usually more expensive and it takes longer to get to me.
You do it anyway, period. And I don't know, I am just the strongest advocate on this as I possibly can be, and I have been for
Bring it on.
a very long time, even before it started trending. You do it anyway, because statistics say that in Asian communities, the Asian dollar can stay in that community for up to 28 days, okay? In Black communities, it's 6 hours.
Oh!
We are more likely than any other group of people to take our dollars and put them into other communities. Yeah. If we have patience with each other and make the commitment to build up our communities, even though it will take longer and be more expensive, it will not be that way always if we make the commitment.
Yeah.
So you have to make the commitment.
And leave a review.
And leave a review. Don't leave a bad review on purpose just because you had a bad experience. There is nothing wrong with giving critical feedback to our brothers and sisters in order for us to build our communities better. We do have the power to do that on our own. We just have to use it. And that's going to take some patience.
And there's also usually the option of you can do a public review or you can send a private message. Go ahead, Jessie. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I was just saying patience. I think because it won't be like this. It won't be like that forever. It won't take as long forever. I went so much as to like when I wanted to buy Barack's book, I know that I could get it for $20 on Amazon, but I'm gonna pay the $40 and support this bookstore in the Bronx, and I'm gonna get it later than everybody. But it's okay.
I know.
What a great book to do that with.
You know what I mean? But that's what. But it does. It takes the extra effort. But eventually, it won't if we do this now. Eventually, my kids won't have to think about, let me search on Black owned. It'll just be like, oh yeah, we know where this is, we know where that is. Or they're owning the biggest thing that everyone's going to, you know? Yeah. Be careful with your hair products because some of these hair products are Black owned, but the CEO is white. And I'm like, I'd rather support the Black people that are doing it.
I'm so glad I asked because I needed this encouragement. And I hope if there's somebody who's listening who was battling with the same thing that... Because that's what I needed to hear. The Black dollar stays in our community for 6 hours.
Not even a day. Not even half a day. Literally a quarter of a day.
Like, do this math, please, TyNia.
And that's because, like, it came in the morning. And so by the time I get up and get dressed, we get up and get dressed. I'm like, where am I?
Shut up. It came in the morning. No.
Dropped at 7 a.m. I was still asleep.
Right.
You guys, I love you so much. Like, I feel like so fulfilled and just like, I wish that we were together again in the same dressing room. I used to say it, and man, I was dooming myself while I was saying it. While we were at Beautiful, I was not sure for how long. We were like years, and I'm like, man, I have a feeling one day I'm gonna look back, and these are gonna be the good old days.
You spoke too soon.
I spoke too soon. Before I let you guys go, I do want to know what everyone's love languages are, just because I just love love. I'll go first. Mine's all of them.
Mine is quality time. I love spending quality time with people that I care about one-on-one and just really getting to talk nice and deep and that makes me feel loved.
Yes. I have 2. I think my giving love language is gifts. And I think my receiving love language is physical touch.
Hey. Physical touch, yes. Yes. That's real.
I'm quality time, 100%. With friendships, my husband, family, anyone that takes a second to spend some time with me. And I love doing that as well.
Same, quality time.
For me, words of affirmation and acts of service. They're pretty tied.
Y'all, this is so real. I'm like, oh, Valentine's Day is like, we're here. It's now. And I mean, honestly, like when it comes to the holidays, I'm like, I love gift giving. And by gift giving, I mean gift receiving. So hello.
Wait, Salisha, before we end, could I ask you a question? Because I'm curious about your answer. I was thinking as we were all answering, I'm like, I want to know your answer to these. But specifically in the white spaces, do you feel like you can be yourself?
I was thinking about this the other day, and I experienced that I was able to be myself for the first time, like a month ago. Mm. And I realized that I'd never felt that before. Mm. And it made me feel like, oh, when I come to these meetings, I really can be myself. I don't have to be the blackest version of myself, and I don't have to whiteify myself. I can literally they like me when I am me. What? It was so cool. And I thought about like, what would that be like if I was just me all the time? Can you imagine, you guys, like one day accepting a Tony Award and not being like, I'd like to thank God and the Academy, but being like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is crazy, right? Like,
to me, Salisha, you are always your most like truest self. Like to me, I feel like in any space, but I'm not like in.
But also, when you're around, that means I'm not the only black person around.
Right. That's good point.
Period. Like that is a real thing. So, yeah, that's how I feel.
I love that for you, Salisha. It's so beautiful, and I'm glad you had that experience. And I feel like this seems like such like basic concepts, but it can be hard sometimes. That mental gymnastics is crazy, but I'm so happy that you're going on that journey.
The goal is for all of us to be able to be ourselves and to not. Code switching is so exhausting. Sometimes I forget what room I'm in and I do the wrong one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't know what a heifer is. Oops, oh Lord, they weren't ready for that. I'm like, oh my goodness. Then if I go around my family and I'm like, hello everybody, how you doing? My grandma's like, what? I have to slow it down and draw it out and take some words out for her to understand what I'm saying. I'm like, oh Lord. Okay. Well, you guys, thank you for joining me. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Black History Month. So much love. I have so much love.
Right back at you.
Yeah.
Right back at all of you.
Yeah, good seeing your faces.
I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Mwah.